Inendiambe ndifuza. Kodi Frey. You end up ding dong. Kabe no mango bangabide. Ni fake life yavuga masebane.
Ding dong for life for ni ngata accent kabe na makama Maria.
Tuseni. Mwana amaenda wambili.
Kama ngokala ndege tumangona lero.
I'm telling you. Next thing he's not in his office. I naro sendile ku Malawi. I'm representing the youth somewhere. Ndependa kumafusa. Kodi mwina ndi ding dong.
Kana kubatsana maboje
ndizana. Zana madiplomat. Funeka ndizidziwa.
Antamela wanziwa ineyo. Sine ding dong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kamina tokutsa ndika accent yenchani. Kamika kusubuka kuti ambula kuna chizungu.
Chanchani.
Kama ruga sindaka nesi.
Ai. Au hastigamba.
Au iPhone ya. Mwandeka. I think for some reason it's young.
Oh. Okay.
I think people will find out on their own at the end of this.
All right. So, welcome to another episode here on Tithoke Podcast. We are with an amazing guest, a role model.
Yeah.
And I want him to introduce himself, like on his own. Fagepena, umato mpanga introduce muntu ndiku yiwala ma titles ena. So, yeah. Anoro kuli mataito kumapeto kumakhala PhD situkufuna ife tisokwaneza acha kuti manga.
Mina ife natori tibe classmate.
Wow. Yes. Can you please introduce yourself and how we do it? Kuti kodi muntu ametu kumona pakati akungosekerera because I want to problem mwechimwemwe. Ndindani.
In short, my name is Godfrey Malongo Jr. Because if you just say Godfrey Malongo, that's gonna be my dad.
Yeah.
Because Ali, he also did his own personage.
Yeah.
So now you're a junior all the time. Everyone, a lot of my friends just call me Frey.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm Godfrey Malongo Jr.
Yeah.
I'm 26 and I am a young leader or professional, as some would put it, who's passionate about meaningful and inclusive youth participation.
Wonderful.
I think in short, that's it. This is what my I
think men walongosera mataito onse awonekera koma. I think it's just giving humility kumayambi vyogo as we go. Mona so no say muzimvera noka. But now Godfrey, we're here. We've invited you because we are inspired by your life and some milestones that you have achieved at your age, because at the end of the day, you've achieved but at 60. So you are here because you are also a young person and we want the young people that are watching to be inspired by your life. So how did you get to where you are?
I'm a marriage.
It's
a very difficult question.
It's not.
But to give a bit of background on what I do, some conversations don't make sense. Right?
Of course.
But currently, I am with Youth Wave. Youth Wave, I think, as a lot of our viewers may not know, but Youth Wave is a youth-led organization that basically works for and with young people. In short, to lead, inspire change for young people.
Exactly.
Youth Wave, I lead programs. Komano, on top of that, I am currently in the European Union in Malawi Delegation Youth Sounding Board, where we provide advisory on youth development and youth engagement. I've been serving in the board since 2023.
Wonderful.
Wow.
I have also just finished my tenure in the, we call it AFRIAN, it's the African Youth and Adolescents Network. It's the largest youth network in Africa.
Wow.
This is African, East and Southern Africa, which we represent 29 countries there. So in the board, basically, it also providing advisory on how to engage young people, how different partners can work with young people and the likes. So in the work with institutions like SADC, AU, and the likes. That's the ones we work with here.
Exactly.
I think that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah. So pardon my manners. He has started by explaining where he is because that's what he is doing. Now he's gonna go to how all of that happened because what did he do? Because I think we will fight with wow and about what door and this man go in and gonna figure out what they say Frey, I figure about zinto says many wazithulazi.
Exactly.
You know, all those because you're not talking about small platforms. Those are big platforms. Yeah. So what do you equate it to? Is it school? Is it connections? Is it what exactly? We want to know because we also want to get there.
Exactly.
She just went straight to the point.
Man, why not?
But I think for me, I did my undergraduate studies at University of Livingstonia.
Okay.
That was finished, I think, in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my youth leadership journey basically started from there because I was in the student union there. I was a speaker.
Wow.
So that comes with its own perks. You know, it comes with its own benefits. You know, much as some people may not want to admit when it comes to its own benefits.
Yeah.
Benefits like we have XYZ going on, so can you please mobilize students? Can you please communicate with fellow students? Considering I was a spokesperson for the students' body at that time.
Wonderful.
So how it started then was we had a certain organization that came on campus then, and then this organization wanted to host, they were having an inter-universities conference or something. So taking young people from different universities.
Okay.
So our university was one of them. So obviously they came to our university, of course the dean of students, and then the dean of students came to me as a speaker of the students union, like, please appoint 4 young people, 4 students to represent our university at this conference.
Okay.
So perfect chance.
Okay.
Who did I appoint first? Myself. This is a good opportunity. And honestly, I would do a good job.
It's not a crime to point yourself.
It is not.
Not at all.
He asked us to recommend names, so I recommended myself as a name, and I chose 3 other students from different classes.
Then I put off my fellow humility.
No, honestly, because the opportunity is right in front of you. Why not just pick it up?
Exactly.
Right? So that is where my leadership journey started, because there we're talking about young people, youth leadership, at the conference, youth leadership, health advocacy, and the likes. That was the first time I got in contact with it. I was 3rd year then. So from there on, because this organization provided this network for young people where we could do work plans, they're asking us what we'd like to do in our campuses or communities. So we did work plans and all that. So that's pretty much where it started. From there, I got to know other organizations that are doing the same work, and also one was a Siana. So because of that, I was also exposed to
wonderful. So this
exposure being one of the most important elements.
And you are being exposed udagari school.
Yes,
it started at school. It didn't, take you a degree to start.
No.
But then whilst you were still at school, because when I do the amount of women at school, women are president, but then you see that's where it started. So I love that. You can go on.
Yeah, no, so it was at school. I was a teenager then because I was like 18 or 19 then.
Nice.
Because I finished when I was 20 or thereabout. But doesn't mean if you didn't start from school, that means your journey can start. Right?
No.
Because other people are going to have a different perception that they would go to an middle school. That means they don't get to school. It's too late. You can start from anywhere. It just happened good for me. My starting point
was at school. Yeah.
So that's how pretty much my leadership journey started.
Wonderful.
From school.
Wonderful. So now you've graduated. Yeah. You graduated. Panoba didn't graduate ambig.
Thousands. Every time I graduated, we graduated 350 people.
Oh, wow. People, you are graduating. Now, Panoba for you graduate ajuluka. Tukumango tata so ma communities ma nyumbamo, and then we are like, I think my opportunities is what are the young people gonna be doing? At the end of the day, we go on our social media pages, we start blaming the government. You get all of that chaos, because at the end of the day, we are talking about opportunities. How did that go for you?
Well, I think the way I've explained my journey, it's not generic that it's not be like that for everyone who graduates. Yeah. But also, I just want to highlight that regardless of the outputs, where we're gonna end up, education is important. I'm the biggest advocate for school. I'm always trying to maybe apply for school. I'm always trying to do school. In 2023, I did my postgrad diploma. So I'm always trying to do more school. So education is important for everyone. And I'm always gonna be the biggest advocate for education. Because we've heard statements like, people went to school but they don't have jobs, so pretty much then why did they go to school? We forget that education is for a mindset. Right?
Yeah.
So back to what happens now after school.
Yeah.
I think for me, since at school, I always knew I wanted to be a leader.
Good.
Even in a group, in a crew.
Good.
I'm one of the people like, guys, let's do this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's obviously gonna bring a lot of conversation about a leader's born or a leader's name. But for me, I've always wanted to lead or to be a leader. I've always, even in a place where who's going to Bible to I always try to step up. I've always tried to step up. Right? So I think for me, because did I am school then, I already saw where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because this foundation has now started being laid down. So with Nambobanga is easy. I love working with young people. I love working in communities. Once at school, for context, I majored in development studies and I minored in human rights.
Nice.
So I knew that this was a field that I would want to work in. So from then, when I got exposed, you know how school you have internship, after internship, you have school Ines, I went for an internship like that. Right? So when I went for the internship, it also opened my eyes further. I had other opportunities because in our sector, you go to meetings, you go to conferences, and you meet people and the likes. So meeting those people also exposed my idea to what I do and what I want to do. So it also helped me to just stay in touch with what can I do, what do I have to do, finding mentors in space. I think graduated zero. Unfortunately, it was a time of COVID, so there wasn't much we could have done because Zambia was at a standstill. But in short, because of these kind of interactions and exposure, I want to make it know that exposure is the biggest factor here.
Exposure is key.
Because if I wasn't exposed, I wouldn't have known what to do.
That's true.
Alright, so maybe just to add on what Faith was talking about, I think now the world is going digital and most of the times young people are on social media. How have you utilized social media yourself for the benefit of your leadership? Because most of the times young people are on social media maybe just doing some, I would call them useless things, you know, just insulting each other. So how have you utilized social media for your benefit?
I think social media is a great platform. Or let's just say the internet is a great platform in general. Right? Because almost every other opportunity that I have utilized since then, a good number of them, we not only talk about 70 or 80%, have been things that I found out from social media or from the internet. Right? So I wouldn't want to say they waste time in the journey. There are sometimes we blame people when people don't see those things. We've had casual conversations about people who are looking for jobs, obviously. I see Naone. Married on Facebook. I see Naone. So there are times when we also blame people who they're doing nothing on social media yet. Seem to social media. So I'm a bunch. For me, social media then, I think 2020 and 2022, it wasn't a lot. For me, I had realized good about social media larger. Then I had a good following on platforms like Twitter. So we have organizations like the World Bank, they follow me, the UN, they follow me. Like those. So I saw that, and every time I post something about the work that I do, I'd have a great reception. Like, this is nice, please. Also consider doing this, also consider doing that. It was a great engagement.
Wonderful.
So social media was a great platform for engagement and for exposure for what I do. Because there are also other opportunities that I've gotten from, we've seen your social media and we think you'd be a great fit for this network or for this conference or for this panel, something along those lines. So that's how social media is important. And also, that's also where people share opportunities.
That's true.
You know other place. Because the fewer ratio, you're making a campaign, you're going to a huge chunk of it is on internet, social media, or by email, or by LinkedIn, or by internet page on my social media. So that's where you're going to find everything. So it's one have no apply the chefing, Zama conference, Zama fellowship, social media. And I think social media has been built in this way where the algorithm follows what you interact with. When I go on my on my Twitter, I would scroll literally 10, 15 posts down, and all I would see is a call for application. All I see is those things, because those are things maybe that I interact with. So that's what this social media shows me.
So I mean, if I just type movies, this isn't gonna my latest movies or my journey. Exactly.
So if you also want to be seeing that, I think it's Liberate Efforts, where you follow pages like Youth Opportunities. That's one of the most famous pages where they share opportunities all the time. Youth opportunities for youth, or just say opportunities for youth. You find great results on any platform: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, which is now known as X. But that's the beauty of social media.
I see. Actually, it brings me to my next question. Actually, you've already started answering it, because I was gonna ask you that. Based on what you've said, it means that the opportunities are there. The problem is not that the opportunities are not there, but they're there. It's just about us as young people positioning ourselves to access the emerging opportunities. Now, you've mentioned some of the maybe pages that we can go to access these opportunities. Are there other ways that maybe you can recommend? Because apart from the pages you've mentioned, or interacting with the internet in a way that is intentional, are there other ways that a young person can position himself or herself to access opportunities?
Good question. I'm going to ask this question with an example. I went to a certain networking event katika party kapati katha vipi kapati kama professionals kapati kama professionals nimene kwa kama curriculum professional kula ambi
ama chatuma cocktail tumachanchancha
so kumene kujako the other big mistake atutipapanga ndiyo nina kuti tipira kumene kujako ine ndimasana ndiwe ndapita kumene kujako ndiwe and kumene kujako takhala kumina 3 hours. And you as a sager, so that's one of the biggest mistakes people make. In professional circles, we use the word networking. That word is true, because I've seen people not even apply for things, but they just get it from networks. Director of programs of something, of an organization I've always admired or always wanted to work with. And they're like, hi, how are you? Casual interaction. Who are you? Who are you here with? The most polite way to ask is, who are you here with?
Exactly.
It's different organizations, right? Because who are you at? Kind of offensive.
Like what? Exactly. You don't know me.
Who are you here with? Can I know more about you as well? Because on normal etiquette, someone was also going to ask you back.
Exactly.
Right? So once I ask you back, then you explain, my name is Godfrey. I'm passionate about meaningful participation. I have worked in health advocacy, governance, and sometimes gender equality. So once you say that, they're like, let me hear more, because you also work on that. So once that interaction is going on, that would turn mind you. So once that interaction is going on, I would do as I went, and like, we are doing a certain program. I think we've been looking for a young person to work with. So I think we could work together. Can you pass me your contacts or your details or your business card? Networking actually because you know what, that the other person is gonna do something next, they're gonna consider you. So there are a lot of opportunities I've gotten from that. Don't apply. You are recommended in a page to someone. When someone is going to apply, someone comments, Godfrey be a great fit. And how many people apply? Godfrey be a great fit. That is not favoritism. Right? Because that's a mistake at how corruption, or what's the word that people use? Favoritism or
nepotism.
Yes.
It might be somebody networking. What you have to know is everybody wants to work with the best great fit. Because everybody has the qualification. Everybody has the experience. But who's gonna represent your brand better? So of course people are gonna make the best recommendation. So if somebody has done that recommendation, it doesn't mean you go to nepotism. For you to achieve this better on all of these candidates, or from the work I've experienced, this one's gonna be a great fit.
On the same, I just want to ask, how a lot of young people were graduating.
Yeah.
How can young people make themselves unique or the best? Because anturunde tukusaka nchiro. My youth unique. It's the same issue of branding you're talking about. So many people just add.
How do they push themselves to relevance?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's unfortunate over relevance on social media, especially for our generation, in terrible ways. If I come up with an innovation right now, something that I've done, and somebody is talking about, not saying that that's not important. I don't and scores because that's important to them.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna come up with something like, hey, what would you do about live via TikTok one day and that one's gonna go more viral than my innovation. We've all experienced that, right? So because of that, when you're sharing on social media, you feel like see who figure out. On social media, for example, on Twitter, the times when I've shared my work and my work has gotten more interaction than even it has happened. Right? So the first thing I'd say is patience. Actually, we want to be straightforward. When I talk to people about my journey, it started when I was 19, I'm 26 now. That's a lot of years ago.
Sure.
And because it's been gradual, step by step way, right? So in my career it's gradual, and if you want to experience the results at the same time, it is not going to come unless something miraculous happens, which we've experienced. Right? But when I meet some people, hey, Godfrey, it's so good to see you. You're here now because you're not
Yes.
In 2020, kunali march nage tingacho take it to the streets. My people profile picture on social media, which people are trying to raise awareness and speak up about sexual gender-based violence and gender-based violence. Specifically, it's a movement from South Africa. Kumano, like I said, I'm most passionate about gender equality. Couldn't take to the streets march that time. Then we marched about sexual harassment. So 2020 in that march I took part. I mean, of course a few men guys took part in it, and I was one of them who led, who collated that. And I was looking at that, and then I was also looking at now how it's going to end up. See, this was 2020. It's been 6 years.
6 years.
Then I was saying, my work has come from way back. And I saw that because Facebook turned out about my mind. So if you're not patient, for me, it's something that's been building up over the years. So I'm going to be patient enough to that, because what has set me apart is, one, I've always shared my work. There's a lot of people who always share their work. Two, I've always stayed consistent to what I believe in, meaningful participation, gender equality, and participation of young people in decision-making processes. So that has always been the consistency for me. So if, I'm trying to use my food, of course, we have my questions out. Of course, that's also important. Of course, my utaniza what do in detail, right? There are kind of there's all kind of changing. There's all that for me, straight up, I knew and you always you always knew it that I want to lead.
So on the theme or your Sanka like part, you know, we have seen young people, they're going all over. In the end, they lose focus. As much as it can help them also identify their passion. Most of the time, when we lose a focus, you fail to tell yourself, you are an expert. You are an expert in what you weren't done. You fail to. So I think you need to have a specific area. In many ways, you should continuously build it until you become an expert in it, and then youth participation. Then the board should identify. So you should have a brand. They should also
that's what sets you apart. Over the years, you've built expertise, experience, my qualifications in Gary. So because of that, after they consistently see you in that light, it helps you. You should stand out. And also, this is one of the young leaders. He's doing quite well on social media, right? On TikTok, on LinkedIn, he has, I think, like around 15,000 connections.
Wow.
He's doing so well. But then I was asking, because I saw him. He went to conference za AI innovations.
Okay.
Then I've seen him kupita conference ya za SRHR. Then namo lasa ubanga za climate. Like literally yeah, of course. I think when I can't opportunity, I mean, we turn us around. So I mean, I understand that people want to leverage opportunities. It's so good to know. What that helps you with is, do you want an opportunity as a climate change? Do you want an opportunity as health? Because my background is very strong in health advocacy, I will have more chances of succeeding for opportunity health advocacy than climate change. Because I go I'm have a long shot. But I have a good chance because of my expertise.
Exactly.
So what that focus helps you to do is it maximizes the opportunities. Also it helps you to stay focused in what you want to become in your dreams in the future. After this long friends having days, I'm gonna go to what's this one that they use for us in your team to
oh, the moment you're so good to us.
I'm trying to remember. As a result, you can't quite identify that. Yes, of course, there was a time when I was falling into that trap. Thanks to some of my mentors, I specialized quickly, right? Somebody's not because when I serve in my body, I serve in places where, lucky enough, I don't know if I should use the word lucky enough, but because of putting yourself consistently in the space, because you're now in decision-making spaces where decision-making, which I figure out where you make recommendations. I'm a young person, so there are places where opportunity everywhere to I can go to this. Innocent fun climate change. Let me find someone climate change.
That's a good attitude. That's
a good leader now. I think my family so in that manner you can't grow.
That's true.
I think this opportunity sometimes people are sharing opportunities.
Exactly. And actually, you've mentioned something, Kuti. You find yourself in spaces where you're making decisions. Now that brings me to your journey as a leader. And now you've also talked about meaningful youth participation. In Malawi, would you say that we have clear pathways for young people to grow in leadership?
Clear pathways. I think leadership. I should simply start by saying because when people think of leadership, think of big platforms. So now figure out big platforms. Those are taken. I started serving as a leader in a student union, and now I'm in my boarding at EU, Africa, right? So leadership in Dubai was say, because in secondary school, I was a prefect. So it's not big platforms always. So there are always pathways. In any space you are in, there are always pathways. As long as you really want to be a leader and you want to lead.
Even in your own family and household,
there are pathways. But now taking it on a level where we're talking about, because you started as a student and then you've been growing stage by stage. Now we are looking at Malawi in general because so lead. I brought issue decision making on the ground. Now my focus is if can we say Woody didn't that opportunity to when I'm saying pathways, like the opportunity to exist in those spaces, is it that easy to penetrate in those spaces? Because Valentine, they just aspire among one Fredo analiba panelina yage amagamba zawudi. Is it possible to get there? When I'm a phone was a president or Magona
Illegal.
Yes.
Do you know my networks, for instance? For my family, someone will be Amazon.
Now that's the thing.
We've been spotted before some time back with network. Jafuna youth are parliament. And I want to remember this network.
usatizamazi pweketse my youth club uti my youth network iti my that's where it starts.
That's where it starts. Pathway ilipo, it's definitely not easy, but it's easier now. I hope.
Okay.
This makes sense.
Yeah, it's
not easy, it's easier now compared to years back. Right?
Yeah.
Panova, if an organization organizes a certain conference or a certain thing for young people, and by the young people, they'll face backlash.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we are voices of youth. Youth anymore. And because I think for me, for my brand, because I always said I'm for youth participation, I've strengthened this brand so much on social media, especially on Facebook, Twitter, that when something goes haywire about youth participation and youth leadership, people will tag me in comments like Godfrey.
That's true. That's very true.
Right? There were people who gave the press conference and could send youth elections. And people came in comments like, Godfrey, right? Because I'm
like what's why are you tagging me?
It was not giving youth. Okay. Right? But my point is, I've built a brand around youth participation. There was a time, this was so controversial, but a lot of young people resonated with it, and that's what makes me sleep well at night.
All right.
I was a certain youth summit. So this youth summit, I was luckily, I did apply. So this also goes back to networks because people have seen my work, my I always talk about youth participation. So I was approached, can you be on this panel? This panel is going to be a very high level panel. We're supposed to have a vice president of the panel. We're supposed to have all three arms of the government. So we had a speaker on the panel. We had the chief justice on the panel. We had the minister of finance on the panel, and we were supposed to have the vice president, but the vice president I think had the last minute thing. So we had these three people. So we had the speaker representing the parliament, which is the legislature, right? We had the chief justice representing the judiciary, and we had the minister representing the executive. So Pamene Bobo, because neither someone going to do election, so we're basically taking stock of the last 4 years. How has youth participation been like? So a question was posed to me, have we made enough progress? So there was a statement that I made there, when young people do not participate in decision making, especially in decisions that affect them, what that communicates is we do not trust you as young people, because if a young people makes a decision for a fellow young person, they would understand and they would resonate that decision better than another person who is not young, right? It's simple and straightforward. You cannot be on a panel talking about women when there's no women there and you're a man. It doesn't make sense inside. At least if you want to include men, at least make the majority be women. So that was the thing that we were saying. It doesn't mean we capable young people balibe. Doesn't mean we experience young people balibe. Youth definition age in the youth policy is 35. I think they have 2 master's degrees. They have 10 years of experience. They have great minds, brilliant minds, and they can literally take up any position in their field. So this excuse we've always faced over the last years, young people need still experience. So when in any manner that's CAC. It's just a way to separate young people because young people are there. So what I made there was, it doesn't make sense to have a youth specific position that's not held by a young person. Right? I was making a reference to political parties. Director of youth. See what in Yamara. 40, 50. Director of youth. They can do it. Right? So I was saying it doesn't make sense. So my pathway is illegal, and now it's easy because to monitor deliberate efforts.
Exactly. Now we have the Minister of Youth.
Imagine. She's very young,
inspiring.
Right? We also have the Minister of State, what's his name? Africa. Yes. Also fairly young as well. The thing that I don't like is youth at heart. So it's good to appreciate progress. We should go 50 years. So that's progress. It's only the next Minister of Youth in 60. It's only because that could show up youth. Right? So I would want to say progress we are making. It's easier now. We advocate for each and I've been given a chance to make a speech in front of the president. I've done that several times now.
Look at that.
And I speak boldly there. my call to action, Mr. President, is please make
Advocacy.
deliberate decisions. Underline deliberate. Make deliberate decisions to appoint young people, to trust young people. And it should be in decision-making processes.
All right. So you have had access to these opportunities. I understand that some of the challenges that you face, apparently maybe there are also some challenges which the viewers are facing. What could be those challenges and how did you manage them?
The biggest challenge is the discouragement. I think that's the biggest challenge. Since I'm going to it's part of the journey. It is, but it is not nice. That's what I'm saying. Because we are not allowed sometimes. For me, as somebody who has fairly, and the user mode fairly, who has fairly experienced some success in going for opportunities. When I complain, on my status on my social media, I go, hey, we regret to inform you. I'm like, hey, what is it? But you have had some opportunities, so please. Tango tokozana uri alisti maina sana ndire ko roiti right so discouragements, they are part of the journey. If I stopped the first time I applied for something and I got a rejection email, that means I wouldn't be here. Right? So those are part of the journey. 2, procrastination. My goodness. Let me say that. I have there was a time I was on a certain board, so I was part of the people who were responsible for selecting abstracts to go for a certain huge international conference. And I sent this opportunity, I remember, to people to apply, Malawian young people to apply. I sent it to them. I didn't tell them I'm on the selection committee.
Okay.
But I sent it to them.
That was good.
Right?
Yeah.
To Panga review abstract, there was literally no abstract that was submitted from Malawi. And but people in the working committee were asking, like, we have no abstract from Malawi. What's happening? Magut.
Shame.
And it was just disheartening because they were holding up. And when I went back to ask them, certainly not I, most definitely not.
No, involve me.
Yes,
who don't apply.
I personally said to you
that
recently had a lot of interactions. This involved me trained for those that are chronically online. So this involved me trained. So I said, involve you who doesn't apply for opportunities, or we send you links. And my comments, please, I mean, that means there's still a fairly good number of people that are still interested. So, and we have some opportunities also in Gereza because that honestly may be a short. 2 or 3, the other disadvantage is there are other opportunities that in Malawi we are disadvantaged
already
because of us as a country. We don't have better access to capacity building opportunities like the others. There's an opportunity I was going for recently, and when I went to the profiles of the fellowship program, when I went to the fellows of that fellowship, it literally had 2 people that were from Africa, and it takes 20 people. So if you're going for this opportunity, you're competing against people from US.
Look at that.
You're competing with people from US, from Europe, from China. Also, they're going for the same opportunity. So the other thing I want to encourage people is, a bare minimum. One thing that has helped me stand out, my applications, they are good quality.
Wow.
I started writing essays way back. I sent them to a couple of people to review them.
He's saying the truth.
Come on, when does last minute?
I'm not saying last minute. I'm not last minute. Last minute. It's not a good norm. I've put so much thought process into this. It's a good quality application. So the other thing, I'm gonna quote one of my good friends in Tanda Mandui. She usually says, you're competing at the global stage. So So the thing about Malawians at Hambili, we do not like producing good quality things. We love doing basic and bare minimum things. And that thing usually doesn't set us apart from others. I'm a couple opportunity, I couldn't remember my S5. Oh, my S5. I was also remarking to submit 2-minute video.
I was about to say the same thing. When I was on essay, a 2-minute video. Check out.
This is the thing that I need to speak to people who are watching.
Point.
If you're not about my S5, jokes. boss, lucky you're gonna come with another body. There's a certain level of effort that needs to be recognized.
Exactly.
We now make effort. We now start making effort.
Osiana.
So it's matter
actually when you're doing mediocrity stuff,
so I also wanted to add on the same. How do you make yourself outstanding? And while yes, I'm not about one, I said thousands. I did my degree at my short course, guys, in my online, my fellowship, and some of my
I was about to say the same. Actually, at Yamada, the Garfuna Banga applies into. But it's like drama. If there's no money, we are not interested.
So I come online courses. Participated in Chanja.
It happens one bit. The thing that made me stand out from 2020 to 2021, much as the only thing I had to name was my degree and having a work experience, was my fellowships and online programs. Like I say, 2020 we were hit with COVID, so obviously a lot of things are done online. So that time I think you come on a conference we did online, and I think the CG's conference was supposed to go, but it was cancelled after everything was already done. But I still did online. The other opportunities that were coming in that we had to apply when they were online. But my I went online and it's online there. One of those things built my profile that even for me to find my first job at Youth Wave, it was based on those ones. Because they're like, oh, you've done this fellowship. So I just want to encourage people because another it's gradual, so you build up a profile to that. Because the work experience is where I'm 4 years of experience. So it's
20 years. I'm like, okay. You see, imagine.
Go for those opportunities, take your chances. If you've convinced yourself good, you can apply. That means you're good enough.
Yeah.
So that put in your best work. Even rejection, you've put in your best work. See, if I really tried my best. If I didn't get it, that means somebody better than me got it. So put in your best effort. Application, you never know which one is gonna work out.
Exactly.
Okay. So, as we are approaching the end, I always say this. I think maybe it's one of my signature statements. Someone will be watching this episode 20 years from now. Like from today, 20 years later. As zaonela good, unali Godfrey time when you ndoti muli you get it. I love the attitude. I want you to tell the young people something that is on your heart before you get out of this place. What's that one thing chimene umuyangana nyamatayo on the screen and tell them, this is what I want you to know, and I want you to carry this the rest of your life, and this is what will distinguish you.
This is what I would say. Malawi is a country that has significantly less opportunities as compared to other countries. So when you find an opportunity where you can apply or you can put yourself out there, go for it. Go for it. That's what I would say.
Wonderful. Go for it. It's possible. If it was not possible, we wouldn't have been sitting here on this podcast with this amazing guest. You've been with me, Faith Bander, and my lovely co-host.
Gondwe.
Wonderful.